Well, good morning, viewers. Welcome back to Cherry Street Sports for quarter-final action of the Bowls New South Wales TAB State Championships for 24-25. We have an enthralling quarter-final of our mixed pairs about to get underway, which sees Kate Morgan from St John's Park alongside Josh Berry from Mount Lewis. And they'll be taking on another composite team in Claire Kelly from Forster and Craig Donaldson from Tuncurry Beach. My name's Lee Stinson. We'll have various commentators joining me throughout the session. And we hope you enjoy what should be a fantastic quarterfinal with the winners of Section 1 and Section 2. I can let you know that Claire and Craig progressed through their section undefeated, 3 out of 3 wins for that combination. There's a different story for Kate and Josh, who had a defeat yesterday but bounced back to record 2 out of 3 wins and just sneak over Midori and Michael from Belrose by 1 shot on margin. Both teams with 6 points, but it was a 1 shot better differential for Josh and Kate, which saw them through. And you may have heard the siren in the background. We're underway. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, the mixed pairs format is 18 ends, 3 bowls per player. We do run to a time schedule of a maximum 2 hours and 15 minutes. Up until this point in the event, we haven't had any games that have been pulled up short of 18 ends. It is under a respot format as well, so any dead ends, the jack is replaced at the 2 metre mark. And players about to get underway. Apologies as we just try and get some cameras realigned. We have moved rinks between sessions, so just going to alert one of the team members to assist along the way in just realigning some of these cameras when I get some assistance here in a little moment. I think both players just a little bit through with their first bowl. They are permitted to 1 trial end in this format. Bowler Claire's just finishing just in front of the ditch, and Kate's first bowl has gone all the way through to the ditch. Good correction here, Claire Kelly. Superb draw bowler is Claire from the Forster Club. Been a regular member of the Bowls New South Wales senior women's state side. You see some of those progress scoreboards being updated with all the section winners. The team working hard inside the venue to update you with all of those games going through. I can let you know some of the other matchups. Next door to this, we have Pamela Stefanis and David Govan from Beresfield taking on Virginia Longfellow and Mark Alexander from Harbord. The next rink is Brianna Smith, Ben Twist from St John's Park. And they're up against Vicky Wilson and Michael Clark from Merrylands. And the fourth and final quarter-final sees our winners from our previous stream match. Jessica Fisher and Andrew Reese, Club Maitland City. And they take on another Merrylands combination in Katie Astley and Cody Packer. So there are 4 quarter-finalists. We have volunteers around the venue that will update those live scores throughout this match. And they will come through underneath that main scoreboard you see on screen. See Claire with a couple of good openers there. We mentioned that bowl that has finished just shy of the ditch. And a couple just in front of Jack there, and a better third bowl here from Kate as well as that drifts up into second shot position. Let us know on the comments where you're watching on from this morning. Almost 11:30am local time here at Ballina, the beautiful Northern Rivers area of New South Wales. Day number 6 of the Bowls New South Wales State Championships, and by far and away the best conditions we've had. The sun is shining, a very gentle breeze, and the greens quickening up after quite a few days of persistent rainfall. These players just finding their range here. Number 1, bowl of Craig Donaldson, just under the line there on his forehand. Sets up the same way again. Nice release, follows with intent. Work his way past the front. A little touch, slides through. Not quite in the count still, just the one shot for Kelly and Donaldson. Josh Berry there, very accomplished player, formerly of St John's Park, now the coordinator at Club Mount Lewis, doing a superb job. Is Josh in his role there with the Lions. Many big games in his career. Former singles champion in the old Zone 12 Bowling Association, which is a huge achievement in itself. Craig Donaldson, of course, also formerly at St John's Park, now plying his trade at Tuncurry Beach. One bowl left to go. Looks like Josh is going to switch across here to his backhand. Move that camera back around. You can see that gap there towards that bowl. Pretty well jack high on that white cross line. He's close to sitting it. Oh, he gets it through. It catches on the back one. This is going to be very close in the measure. Good to see both ladies out carrying a measure. Keen to get in. We'll measure between this bowl here of Claire Kelly's just past Jack. And Kate Morgan's at the front to determine who gets us underway with the first shot. And it is a conversion there from Josh Berry to get his side underway as they take the early lead here in our quarter-final match. The jack cast right up to the 2 metre mark again. And a terrific opener there from Morgan. First one of Claire just sneaking past the jack there. Both our leads opting to start on opposing side of the rink. And Kate with two good bowls down there on her backhand, and Claire lining up on her forehand side. This one just going to go past. It is unfortunately all the way through to the ditch. Claire looking to correct after just falling into the ditch with the last. As players cross over, just a reminder, if you're ready for a holiday, you can discover more with AAT Kings. Whether you're admiring natural wonders or embracing local connections, with AAT Kings expertly crafted tours, there's always something new to explore, as you'll be in the hands of experts. Get up to $1,800 in air credit per couple on selected tours, plus save an additional 5% with your exclusive Bowls New South Wales discount. Visit aatkings.com or click the link in the caption below. Book before the 17th of April and use the promo code BowlsNSW. Terms and conditions apply. What a fantastic offer from our partners at AAT Kings. Josh Berry's the white bowl, just moving its way towards the back of the rink. So Donaldson down here trying to sit the bowl, trail the jack. Very close, and he has sat that bowl through. Great shot there. Josh Berry with much the same, and he has got Donaldson's bowl through. Two good conversions from our skips. Good standard by both our skippers early on. Craig just needing this one to stop. Just inside of that bowl, and it has. Tit for tat. Over end number 2. That bowl of Donaldson's just fallen in behind the jack, so interesting to see if Josh Berry decides to change hands here. Both hands turning very nicely. We're under the expert guidance here of Elfco Greenkeeping Services. Duncan alongside me. Done a terrific job. Very trying conditions for Duncan and his team over the past week. We've presented the facilities beautifully. As you can see, Josh, confidence to change hands and sit the shot bowl. It's a great sign of quality services when these players are willing to swap hands just like that, the first time going in this direction in gameplay, and sits that shot bowl back. So holding a small number here. Donaldson under pressure for the third time. And he approaches the mat. So Craig on that similar line to his last. Does he get back to the second bowl? Yeah, I think he's done enough for second there. We'll wait for confirmation from our players. And it's a double of the lead. Some terrific shots there played by both our skips. Hopefully you're starting to hear things nice and clear. Back with audio there, which we had lost for an end or two. Thanks to Andrew Lynn for coming in and pressing a few buttons and getting us back online. Hopefully you can hear us as we're back on end number 4. You would have seen the vision. Kate Morgan holding shot there. So Josh looking to consolidate with his opener. It's just going to slip in behind. Pretty good start. All to do for Craig Donaldson here. Love to get a score on the board. Huge apologies for those of you watching on that lost audio there for an end or two. Still very much have my L plates on behind the production desk. Josh urging this one to pull up. He doesn't really want to spring this jack out too far. Just gives it a little nudge, so gives that extra sight here for Craig. His own bowl just short of jack high there to work with. He's in and amongst his own bowl. What kind of contact does he find? Turns it just past. Definitely only one down. Josh will be just looking to get a little bit outside the jack. Fractionally wider than his last. Beating that jack high bowl will go awfully close to getting in the count. Have a little bit too much speed on this one, and it does go sailing past and around the front. That'll go right through to the ditch. So Craig Donaldson with an opportunity here to get his team on the board. Nice confident draw, touch the jack, can afford to turn the shot bowl through. Four 4-0 down, it's the kind of bowl that you really love to play for your team to get things underway. Now it's an aggressive weight and line. He's trying to get to this shot bowl. Does it come back? Well, he's just going to sail past the top of the jack. 1 to Morgan and Berry. They extend out. 5 shots to 0, early stages. 4 of 18 ends played. There is plenty of time to turn things around. Seen plenty of games on our streaming coverage over the course of the past 6 days where the team that's got off to the early start has been run down. So plenty of time still to go. And that might be a bit of a momentum shift there. You see Kate Morgan rolling the jack out of bounds. They had been preferencing those longer lengths, and immediately Claire Kelly has brought the mat a lot further up. 3 metres further up than things had been. Jack getting into a similar area. Let's see if this change leads to an advantage for one of the leads. Well, she didn't mind rolling that jack out of bounds. Draws right to the front of it. A terrific opener from Kate Morgan. And let you know around the rinks, Virginia Longfellow, Mark Alexander now 4 shots to 0 in front of Pamela Stefanis and David Govan from Beresfield. That's after 3 ends played. 2-2 after 3 ends. Browner Smith and Ben Twist up against Vicky Wilson and Michael Clark. It's at St John's Park versus Marylands, an all Sydney Metropolitan battle there. And in quarterfinal 4, Jessica Fisher and Andrew Reese from Club Maitland City 5 lead Maryland's Katie Astley and Cody Packer 3, and that's after 4 ends played in that match. Scores will roll through on the progress boards, and thankfully enough from our production area we do have visibility to all 4 scoreboards, so we'll try and keep you up to date either way via my comments or on the progress scores there on screen for you. 18 ends, 3 bowl pairs, maximum of 2 hours 15 minutes with a respot for any dead ends. It's Claire very close to sitting that bowl through. Good leading from both our players there. You can see both with one bowl nice and close. Another one just past the jack. We'll try and get you just a slightly better angle on that in a moment. Those bowls that have finished at the back of the rink. There's Claire, works off her own. Turns Kate Morgan's shot bowl away and stays in there for shot. A terrific bowl there from Forster's Claire Kelly. She looks to inspire her team to get on the board here in end number 5. Josh is playing with nice weight to turn that shot bowl over. This is just behind. Craig will be trying something similar. The opportunity to sit the opposition bowl there, just right of Jack. If he gets somewhere near that white bowl of Josh Berry, I think he'd be pretty happy also. Just going to fade underneath there. Fortunately, it's another bowl in the area, so it is Kelly and Donaldson with first, third and fourth nearest. Josh just looking for minor contact. He's decided to switch across to his backhand. You see the bowl coming in. Probably lucky in some respects he didn't catch his own bowl there on the outside half. Donaldson also going to look to change across there. Nice look at his approach to the mat. Sets the bowl on the hand, gets on the mat and releases nice and swiftly. Beautiful clean stroke there on the backhand as he follows his bowl down. Once again, just trying to get towards those white bowls you can see right at the bottom of picture. That's 4 of the nearest 5. So for Josh, just heard from our vantage point here saying he wants to try something similar, but he's very conscious of removing that bowl directly to the right-hand side of the jack. If he does catch that bowl on that outside half, you can see the gap where that bowl will go through. So we'll see what weight Josh plays with here. Had weight to reach through to the ditch with his last. He's under the line. Does he hang in amongst those? Okay, so decision time now for Donaldson. How aggressive do they want to be? He played just a very small touch on the shot bowl. Yep, you see where he's pointing there, half a metre or so past where the jack is. Might be able to bring another couple of potential shots into play. So it is Donaldson approaching the mat on his forehand. It's half a metre to a metre. Pass, draw, weight. Trying to make contact with the shot bowl. He's played lovely speed for what he wanted. Just a fraction wide. Their team will get onto the board here in this quarterfinal play. 1 shot to 5 now. After 5 ends. Both teams really favouring this longer length. Claire has the mat approximately 2 metres from the tee. Jack all the way down to that 2 metre mark. Plays that line but missed the weight with the first one, so chance now for St John's Park Kate Morgan to try and capitalise. She starts off a bit astray with her first one as well, so both ladies looking to improve. Bowl number 2. See there at the back of shot, some spectators starting to line all sides of the green here at our host venue. Plenty watching inside the venue as well. Big thanks to the club for having this live coverage on the big screen. The main section of the club, also out on the back deck area. And a couple other vantage points throughout the facilities here at Cherry Street. So if you're at the venue, can't quite get the seat you want outside the club, you can watch the game through the glass windows and also on the screens inside as well. A looser end here from our 2 leads. Claire finishing a couple of metres short, then going into the ditch with her second. So looking to finish somewhere in between those 2 bowls here now. He's just going to sail through to the bottom of picture there. He's the closest bowl though. Just over a metre past the jack. And a loose end there from Kate Morgan as well. So opportunity for our skips here to show off their draw skills. Plenty of room for the skippers. This is where I like to have a really good lead that doesn't put me under this pressure. We'll see how we go. 2 of the best in the business here. Craig Donaldson and Josh Berry, both very accomplished front-end players at a high level of the sport. 3-bowl drawing game here. Be very surprised if any of the bowls that have been delivered so far feature in the count. Craig looking to navigate those front bowls. He's done it pretty well. Great opener. Josh choosing the opposite side of the rink. And nestles his way in for second, so both players starting well. Sorry to Brett watching on. I'm not 100% sure what bowls Josh has today, apart from telling you they're white ones. May have had an indication from alongside. They could be Taylor SRVs. Unfortunately, my camera skills don't allow me to zoom in on those and confirm or deny that, but we'll work with that at the moment, unless we're told otherwise. Change of hand there from Craig, and he's sailed through to the ditch. Played a good first one, was obviously conscious of touching the jack. But Josh clears his front bowl, which he has. He's awfully close himself. Just drops in underneath. Has opened up some opportunities though. Depending where Donaldson goes here with his third attempt. Got a lot of bending to do yet. Has just gone past. So decision time here for Berry. Does he play a similar weight to try and trail the jack, or does he look to add some additional weight and sit the shot bowl through? Let's have a bowl of Kate Morgan's to the side and back of the jack. He's backhand, so he's looking for the bowl. Nice and positive. Change of hands, he's stalking it. Does he get through to this bowl? He has. Small amount of jack movement to his own. What a great shot there by Mount Lewis's Josh Berry. As we see the replay of that game, he's made 3 shots. Here it goes, right through pretty well the centre of the bowl. Little nudge of the jack. Makes 3 shots. Terrific bowls from Josh. Gave himself the opportunity with his first 2 bowls being in the area. And played the conversion with his third. So 8 shots to 1, a third of the way through our 18-end match. Across the greens, you see those scores being updated. Virginia Longfellow, Mark Alexander from Harbord, 7-0 in front of Beresfield's Pamela Stefanis and David Govan. There's Claire Kelly. Just finishes a metre or so short of the jack on her forehand. Next rink across sees St John's Park duo Brianna Smith, Ben Twist, 7-2 in front of the Marylands combination featuring Vicky Wilson and Michael Clark. Very tight affair over on rink number 11. Jess Fisher and Andrew Reese, 6-4 in front of Katie Astley and Cody Packer from Marylands. They're also 6 ends into their quarter-final. Certainly conditions warming up. If you are coming up to Ballina, Alstonville or Lennox Head for the state championships later on in the event, we hope conditions are on the improve. We're due for temperatures today in the high 20s. Rather humid conditions today with the amount of water that we have had fall over the past week. So players being tested across all sorts of conditions over the opening week of state championship play. Scoreboard update on our match next door. Pamela and David from Beresfield have hit back with consecutive scores of 3. They now trail 6-7 against Harbord after 7 ends as they work their way back into their game. Both ladies just struggling a little bit, but Claire has found the best one there for last, so she holds a couple after the Leeds play. Let's try and just align that there a little bit for you. See Josh lining up. Traditional delivery, nice and low and smooth. Well, he's done pretty well here. He's around the front. How much bend does he have? Well, that's enough. Terrific shot there from Josh. Certainly started this game extremely well. So Josh coming down with his second. If he clears the front, he's played it very well again. 2 terrific draw shots from Josh. What kind of target does he leave? A little grimace I can see out from our vantage point there. He's equally happy and unhappy with that one. I'm sure we'll see a very aggressive attempt here from Donaldson. He has bowls at the back of the rink, and it is firm. Bowl coming into shot there, top of screen on his backhand. Missed the ideal line, but there is opportunities here. Well, he takes one out. As I've been joined alongside me in the box by Ballina local Marie Grant. Welcome, Marie.
Thanks, Lee. Am I on there?
Hopefully you're on. Someone will tell us in the comments if I need to press one of these buttons to help you out, but talk nice and closely to that mic. Bring it up there, and hopefully viewers at home are hearing Marie, who was a competitor in this event. And I think you were in the section, or one of the sections that these sides came out of.
Yeah, that's right. Kate and Josh were unlucky. We were holding game on the last end, and Josh came down with a blinder and took the jack. And that was that.
Was that this morning? Was it to go?
That was this morning's to go through the section,
Yeah, well, it was a tight section there. Obviously, we had the team from Belrose leading overnight with 2 wins.
It was a pretty tight section. Anyone could have, it was all on that last round, I think, to see who went through.
Donaldson, close. If he gets under, just sails through. So we will see one shot there to Morgan and Berry. They extend their lead, 9 shots to 1 after 7 ends played. Starting to get more and more people here at the venue. Obviously, we had 64 players start this competition yesterday afternoon. We're down to our final 8 teams. Plenty of people also arriving for triples.
Yeah, the triples kicks off tomorrow, and it really starts to heat up.
We get our first look at Lennox, Head and Alstonville tomorrow as we start triples play. All 5 disciplines being the men's, senior men's, women's, senior women's and open reserve. So 40 rinks in action from 10:45 tomorrow. Our coverage though here on the Bowls New South Wales YouTube channel will commence from 8 a.m. tomorrow morning with the final of the mixed pairs. And then we'll start to bring you some triples games Combination of men's and women's triples throughout the course of that event.
And that's all the open here, Lee, isn't it?
We do have the men's and the women's competition here across 16 rinks. Our senior men at Alstonville tomorrow, our senior women at Lennox Head, and our open reserve at a combination of those two venues. All of that draw information can be found via the Bowls New South Wales website. Go to the TAB State Championships page, or of course via the results portal on BowlsLink.
And despite the weather, I imagine those greens at Austroville and Lennox will be running along quite nicely.
Yeah, fortunate in this area. We've praised the work of Duncan Elphick and his team throughout our days here. There's a lovely shot there from Claire. Elfco Greenkeeping also look after those two venues as well. So we do have that consistent application from the ground staff across all three state championship sites this year, which is fantastic. And I must say, we've praised him, as I say, plenty of times, but Duncan has been amazing to deal with in the lead up and during this event so far. We've had to make some minor changes on the run to rest particular parts of greens that have copped a little bit more wear and tear than others throughout the course of the event. So there has been some minor adjustments to schedules online each and every morning pending green conditions. But he's been an absolute treat to work with, and we've made those changes, and all the players have been very appreciative of the services that have been rolled out for them.
And just amazing that the greens are still running, have got finish on them, and that, considering what we've been through for the week.
Absolutely. We mentioned that you're a local here now, Marie. What do the greens sort of run traditionally? Let's say we had a few good days of kind weather. What would we normally see here at Ballina?
An easy 15-16, Lee. They're usually very, very nice, very true, and a pleasure to play on always.
Okay, so for those of you watching on that might be involved in the men's or women's triples here tomorrow, hopefully the next 24 hours sees nice fine weather, and you do get those 15, 16 second greens that Marie mentioned. Josh underline here, but he just has his own bowls to turn up. Still think the indication from Claire Kelly was that we're still holding one, I think.
Yeah. It's on to Claire here. Good touch up.
Plenty of people arriving at the venue, both for the bowls and also the other facilities here at the club. Staff mentioned to me this morning that well over 100 pre-bookings for lunch outside of our state championships, so it's a busy time here for our staff. Josh Berry's proved decisive with those shots, just arriving and sitting bowls. That's the third or fourth occasion he's played a bowl like that. He turns one down into three up. Once again, it's Donaldson under pressure.
Know how that feels, Lee.
Well, quick to turn the back there was Craig. Either wide or heavy, depending on what he was trying to do there. He'll try and correct with his next. What are we trying to do here, Marie? You're holding a good three. You're drawing another one, covering. What do you think there at the moment with what Josh has to play?
Well, I think even if he finishes just in between the jack, just around to Claire's, just behind the jack there.
That one nearer the tee. Yeah. Okay, we'll see where he goes. It looks like he's lining up on his forehand, left-hand side of screen. Got his own bowls there to promote, which he has. So that's four. A 9-1 on the scoreboard. 4 down. It's not critical here for Donaldson, but would really want to reduce this count or even try and score himself. I mentioned with his last there at the back of rink, either heavy or wide, depending on what he's trying to do. He's on a nice line to draw the shot. How's his weight? finds his way through the gap. I'm not sure that's going to reduce the count. No, it is 4, the indication from our players. Big score. It was Josh Berry again coming in.
Doing the damage.
Yeah, sitting that bowl. You involved in any other events throughout the course of these championships, Marie?
No, that's it for me.
You did tell me earlier in the week, though, you have a busy schedule coming up. Plenty of other events to go.
Yep, off down to Champion of Champions with Hayley McDonald in a couple of weeks. Then back down for singles. Then we've got the region.
Oh, the inter-region sides event.
First year for women. So that's something special.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing that one in action.
Involved.
It'll be a key event for our state selection committee as well. As you mentioned, it's the first time we've had that region competition or inter-region for the ladies, with all 16 regions able to compete.
That's right. So especially for state sides, that sort of thing.
Right. Speaking of our selection committee, I'll look over to my right. I see our chair, Mr. Rex Johnson, has arrived
Oh, he's arrived.
here at Ballina. So Rex and many other members of the committee. I think there was a few flights arriving today, I believe, with some of our other selectors. I saw Greg Harris already here at the venue yesterday, so they'll be around the 3 venues throughout the course of the next 10 days, watching on, making some notes. They'll have the blue pen out and the red pen out, no doubt some ticks and crosses along the way for our players as they look forward to.
They'll have their little whiteboard down, won't they?
Absolutely, plenty of selections coming up. You just hope when you play those ones that are a bit off that they're watching another rink. When you draw the touches, that they're there with the clipboard watching.
Making the tick.
Both ladies, pretty good start here. Claire with a slightly aggressive weight, just goes through the ditch. Claire probably not quite been at her best over this first half of the game. I've seen her quite a few times over the years.
Yeah, very consistent lead, Claire.
She is a member of the women's senior state side as well.
Yes, that's right. And has won this title, I think, Claire.
She has indeed. Won it with Shannon White a few years ago. Shannon also at Forster, where we'll be in 6 weeks' time for our Women's State Carnival. Really looking forward to being in Forster and many other clubs in and around the Manning Great Lakes region. Tuncurry, Taree, Hallidays, Pacific Palms, and the beautiful little club at Bulladila. Just catches the wrong side of the jack there, does Claire. Terrific event, the Women's Carnival. Well over 260 teams of women's fours involved, so over 1,000 competitors heading up to that region of the state, and we look forward to exciting competition. All those draws are online, so you can see what venue we have drawn for all 3 days of sectional play, and then we narrow down to our final 32 teams at Forster for Thursday and Friday's knockout rounds. So skips go to the head there. Josh holding at the moment. Opportunity here for him to just come up and get a touch on the jack himself. He's close to doing so. What a shot there from Josh Berry. Little touch on the jack. He just wanted to test my camera skills by putting it out of shot. There we are, and you'll see Donaldson, I think, firm weight. See it coming into view. What angle does he get? Well, anything he'll do at the moment. An indication there from Kate Morgan, one down. Second and third for Morgan and Berry. Josh looks like he's going to go on his forehand, left side of screen as you look on. Yeah, got his own coming two in front. And, well, little flick off the front as well. deadly accurate with those shots. Couple down again. Donaldson. He found a shot there, but it only lasted a mere 30 seconds or so. As this bowl coming in from the left-hand side over the Cherry Street logo. Not quite going to do the damage, so after playing that weighted shot with his last, I'm sure Josh just back to the draw here. You see urging it to turn.
Sit clear out.
Just not quite going to count. Sorry, our camera of where it's stationed, I just can't get any deeper than that current angle at the moment. So those two bowls just out of screen to the bottom, but it is still those front two light blue bowls of Kate Morgan's that are the closest. So Donaldson following this one with intent. You can see that line. It's a beautiful track. Just needs to run all the way up now. Can it arrive? It's not quite going to be enough, and I think we see a further two. Josh Berry, Kate Morgan. He has been in devastating form, Josh.
It's just getting better and better as the match goes on.
15-1. Halfway through the game. Plenty of time still to go. Might be in the best interest of Craig to potentially even follow a bowl down. Just try and show that presence on the rink. Slow things down a bit. And I think absolutely if they can win an end and get Matt and Jack back, we'll see a complete change of positioning there. So around the greens, Jess Fisher, Andrew Reese, 8-6 now, in front of Katie Astley and Cody Packer after 8 ends. Brianna Smith and Ben Twist, 10-2 over Vicky Wilson and Michael Clark. And we have our players just standing in front of the scoreboard on the adjoining rink, so once I get a view of that I can provide you an update. And it's that comeback still on. They're really showing some form now. Pamela Stefanis, Dave Govan, out to 12 shots to 7 in front now over Virginia Longfellow, Mark Alexander, after it was the hardboard combination that led 7-0 early on. On our feature match here, Claire with a terrific start. Probably just what this team needs. We mentioned that Josh has played the bowl just about every end to turn things over. All you can do is try and keep putting him under pressure and hope that he does miss one. Tough though, Marie, but I think it's really important here for Claire to try and hold 2 or potentially even 3 at the crossover.
Oh, definitely at this stage of the game. We were at the halfway mark now. Build some confidence as well.
Just pulled up fractionally short there, so we'll see what Kate Morgan can respond with. Bit of interest here from Josh. Just sails past. A good attempt. Still room here for Claire to beat a last, get into the count, and hold a good 2 on the crossover. Very important in these 3-bowl pairs matches. The leads can set things up. No skips at this level with the 3 bowls. Can play the conversion shots, but if you can be there and behind Jack, more often than not, you'll put your team in a winning spot. She draws a second.
That's well done by Claire.
You mentioned your involvement in the upcoming Champion of Champions. Those draws were released this week by Bowls New South Wales, so you can see your draw if you were a club champion and are heading to the Sydney metropolitan area on the week leading in from April to May. We have 6 host venues with our finals to be staged at Marylands this season. So check that out. Men's competition starting 9 a.m. on the Monday, and the ladies section's underway from 1 p.m. on that Monday also.
Oh, Josh Berry. Beautiful draw shot there.
What a terrific shot as we watch that replay of the bowl coming in. Well, that is the perfect example of a dead draw.
This is tracking all right too, Lee.
Well, that might be an indication of how things are going, but it is set up pretty well there, though, for Craig. He probably didn't want that bowl to drop down. Looks like still 1 to Josh Berry. Maybe a change of hands here for Josh. Just try and draw to that bowl past Jack. Little trail of the Jack himself. Donaldson with the opportunity to try and remove the shot bowl. So Josh urging this one to hold around the front. I don't think it will. Craig with the opportunity here. This could be the chance they needed. He can lie multiple after this. It's the right contact on either his own or the shot bowl.
He's just in the duck under.
Gave it a good chance, but unfortunately for him, he missed the line, but does have one more bowl remaining. Plenty of players arriving for further events later on in our state championships. Greens are going to be available from 1 p.m. for those here to practice this afternoon. And that's also the case at our other venues at Lennox Head and Alstonville. So if you are watching those coverage and you're drawn at either of our 3 venues, you will be able to get on the greens from 1 p.m. this afternoon for some practice. Green staff here and at those venues just preparing the surfaces as we speak. So Donaldson is on a better line here. He's around the front. What's going to happen? Does he kick back to the Jack? Rolls around. He does fall onto the Jack. He held shot for a moment. Has he made as many as 2? Is he still 1 down? 1 bowl removed. I assume that's because it was the closest. Wait for our ladies to measure and confirm with us. It looks like Craig has made shot with that one. Just at that awkward length there, Marie, where with the measure fully extended doesn't quite make it. The calipers are tricky.
Yeah, calipers are out.
So it was 1 shot. So they've doubled their score, Kelly and Donaldson. 15 shots to 2.
See what they do with the length, Lee.
Yeah, the mat a few metres up from the tee. Probably not as far as I may have thought, but assuming we're getting a different Jack position. We've been in and around the Cherry Street logo and beyond. Well, we are down there again. This is extremely surprising, although it's gone into the ditch, so
It's unfortunate.
not sure that was the plan, but surprised we didn't see something a bit more radical in length there.
Just to change it completely up.
I did see Craig wander a metre or 2 in front of that logo on screen, so I think the intent was for something a little bit different. However, Jack in the ditch and the opposition to roll it. Well, they've almost rolled it to the spot where Craig was standing. So there you go. Maybe even went out of bounds, did it? It has gone out of bounds. So we'll see the jack replaced at the 2 metre mark after both leads have foul throw.
And they are bringing him up now. He's called Claire up with that.
I'm not sure Claire was fully on board with this plan, but Craig's put the foot down and said, bring the man up. We need to mix things up a little bit here.
Definition of insanity is playing doing the same thing over and over again.
So Claire up towards the front of the line. We'd be at about a 22 or 22 and a half metre length here. So a change of 7 or 8 metres from where we have been on most other ends. Now this one stops in behind, which it has. It's about half a metre short of the ditch, so it's a handy little bowl from Claire. Bowler Kate Morgan staying up as well, just working on some cameras at the moment to hopefully get you a better shot of those bowls in action. Yeah, terrific correction there from Claire. Drops in behind the jack.
Nice shot by Claire. This is looking good too. Yeah, well done, Kate. Nice door shots there from the leads. Claire's just switching to her forehand now. Coming in nicely again.
Yeah, 2 terrific bowls there from Claire. Falls in front of the jack. A good confident call there from Josh, indicating to Kate that the weight of a first bowl there, bottom left of screen, would be really good, and there's plenty of opportunities to turn her own bowl or remove one of Claire's.
Played it pretty well too.
It's a good attempt. It does just drop into the ditch. So Claire Kelly holding shot as the bowl at the back of the rink, which is just out of shot. See there that bowl of Claire's back towards the ditch. We return to our main feed, and here's Donaldson just trying to add to the count. Finishes in behind. And the question is, can Josh Berry convert this again? He's been spectacular with these shots. He tries to hold up, just gets underneath, catches the bowl at the back, but drops into the ditch himself. Still an opportunity here for Donaldson. You can see his bowl there about a metre past jack. He'd be aiming for a similar weight to turn the shot bowl, or even the opposition bowl just front right of the jack. He's sneaking his way up. How far does it go? Gets to the bowl and drops back. No mucking around here from Berry. He's straight into action. Just a little wider.
Just going to run past.
Okay, I think it's time for Craig to take the chance here. Needs to try and play that bowl away. Probably the stage of the game, Marie, that it does go unfortunate for him. It's The scoreboard dictates he needs to play this, I think. Try and remove that bowl and stay for 5 and hope Josh misses with his last. See all players intently watching on there, waiting for this bowl to come down.
I think he's going for cover rather than trying to take the shot.
Seemed happy enough with where that went. Maybe just saying to Josh, you need to be careful here that you don't cause damage. So I'm surprised if Josh gets right back to a draw here just to turn Kate's bowl one full revolution. So he has released. Watching on intently. What connection at the front? Well, he turns the opposition up. No jack, so it's at least 2. We'll see if it's a third. Those front 2 removed. 3 the score there. So Kelly and Donaldson trying to fight their way back into things here. $15 shots to 5. 7 ends to go. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Let's see. Well, hang on. Claire's thrown the mat down and Donaldson quick to jump forward. Let's have a short length. The mat just about a metre from the tee. You can see on screen Craig Donaldson well up the rink, asking for that shorter length once again. Just goes a little bit past the skipper, but it's the first time we've been in this part of the green in this direction. So we'll see who is able to adapt first.
Reasonable weight by the girls with the first 2 bowls.
Yeah, as you say, Marie, pretty good start considering we're vastly different from where we've been at any other time in this match so far. Claire on a better line here. If she's played the same weight, this would be a really good finish. Just left a little bit behind. Even under the shadows here of the club, starting to feel that heat warming up here for our players. There's Kate just short of weight herself with the second bowl. An opportunity still there for Claire. There's a bit of a gap in between her own 2. This is why they give you 3, so you can play the line of one and the weight of the other. If you can mix them up with your third, you're on track. Oh, she finds the gap just a little bit through, but still in play for a skip. So the players with sweaty palms just trying to dry things off for a different reason. We've had 4 or 5 consecutive days where players have been drying their palms because of the rain. Now it's the sweat.
It is very steamy out there, Lee.
Great opportunity to plug some of the merchandise that is on sale, both Bowls New South Wales and Cherry Street Sports branded towels and cloths I've seen in action across the course of the last week. So if you are in and around the venue, drop in, take a look at both merchandise stalls. There might be something there that you'd like to take back as a souvenir from your time at the TAB Bowls New South Wales State Championships.
because I had to use my new cloth last night in the pouring rain, and the absorbency of it was quite good, so I was quite impressed.
There you go. There's a nice testimonial. We'll have to clip that one up and put it on the website. All players just not quite finding the range yet, but it is Kelly and Donaldson still holding at the moment. As Josh just sneaks by. That would be potentially enough for second shot. Craig on a nice wide line, but needs this to pull up. Might be just sailing past. A lot of bowls in that metre or so distance from the jack. You can see there on screen. Plenty of room there still for both players. Is Josh going to pull up again? So go back to that side-on view. It's like the bowl to the left of the front pack of Claire Kelly, that darker blue bowl. That would be the shot. As we come back to the front-on positioning there, you can see that bowl just to the right of Jack. That is number one. It looks like the white of Josh Berry is the second shot at the front. Different angles for both skips on either hand here to make their way in. So Donaldson looking for a gap here on his backhand. He's got the gap. Does he run the distance? Well, it's another one of those bowls in and around a metre away. Looks like Josh is going to go and inspect things there. His lead's just gone for a comfort stop away from the rink. So Josh going to assess conditions. Of course, restriction of movement of players, a big talking point across all events in the 3-bowl pairs format. Our skips are permitted to visit the head after they have played 2 bowls, or after delivery of their second bowl. They can follow that bowl up or come after their second bowl, as Josh has chosen to do here. So all sides and all angles pretty well blocked coming in. So I think Josh is going to try and find a line on his forehand here around the front, around his own. You can see where his partner's standing there and indicating that shot, if you can draw to my toe there. Oh, he has gone around, but unfortunately not quite right. So it appears as though it's Kelly and Donaldson scoring again. We'll find out how many. The ladies surveying the situation there at the moment. No bowls have been removed. Oh no, just the one, sorry. One has been taken out. There could be a measure between about 4 or 5 or 6 bowls here that all look about a metre away, all around the rinks.
It does look that way, doesn't it?
As they do that, things have tightened up. Cody Packer, Andrew Reese, that game now 10 apiece after 11 ends. And it was just the one in the end, so fair to say that's a bit of an escape for Morgan and Berry. They didn't play their best end there, but they have got out of it just one down. 15-6, 2/3 of the way through, 6 ends remaining. And Craig Donaldson asking for Claire to take the mat.
Back to the same as what they just did. Because that seemed to be quite successful, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. Just looking around as Claire places that mat down around the greens. Pamela Stefanis, David Govan, they're still on that run. It's 14 consecutive shots as they now are out to a 14-7 lead over Harbord's Virginia Longfellow and Mark Alexander. That's 11 ends played, 14-7 in favour of Beresfield. Next to them, St John's Park, 1 foot in the semi-final. Browner Smith and Ben Twist, 18-2 leaders over Maryland's combination of Vicky Wilson and Michael Clark, 18-2 after 11 ends. And as we just mentioned previously, Katie Astley, Cody Packer, 10, level with Jess Fisher and Andrew Reese, 10 after 11 ends played there. So a little bit of a margin in 3 of the quarterfinals, and that fourth game down to the wire, 10 all after 11 ends. And Fisher and Reese, of course, escaping with a one-shot win on our live stream match earlier on today to secure their spot in this quarterfinal round. Pretty good weighted bowls from both our first up leads there.
Looks to be on a good line again here. It's all the way down. Not quite.
Bit of welcoming breeze there just coming in to
Very well.
cool the temperature off. Players alongside us taking some refreshments in. Keeping nice and cool throughout this game. They will break for lunch after this, and our winners will be back for semi-finals. Approximately 2 to 2:15 p.m, but it will depend on the exact timings of our finish here in quarterfinal play. We're at 10 minutes to 1 local time. There's a terrific shot from Kate. As Claire surrounds it without quite getting shot, so set up reasonably well. Probably the only thing is nothing past the jack for Claire, but plenty in and around it for Craig to try and manufacture a score out of. Yeah, pretty good bowls there from Kate. Certainly holds one. There's others that are close by. Oh, my apologies there. That camera shift unintentionally. There we are. I'll try and get you back on track with those angles. So, decision time for Craig. Does he try and set this bowl straight away? He needs to give it a chance or even get past with his first. It looks like his intent. He's getting right in behind this. Bowl right through. Well, that's going to do enough. Terrific shot by Craig. Certainly has assured himself of shot. Potentially even more. Bit of room though. 3 deliveries left for Josh to try and close in on this jack.
Oh, great shot.
Well, he says, I don't need 3. I'll just do it with my first. Thanks very much. See this bowl coming again. Right to the jack. Brilliant shot from Josh Berry. Certainly been player of the match in my eyes. Donaldson playing the weight to convert, just finds the gap through. Gives himself the deepest bowl. Not too much danger here for Josh again. Does have his partner's bowls just behind there, bottom right of Jack.
He's got not a lot to lose at all, really, has he?
Only possible danger is the one just coming in on the forehand if he's a little wide, but he tries to draw to his own. Potentially a small touch of the jack as well can work. He's trying to sneak in underneath the front. He's done it very well. Yeah, two terrific shots there from Josh Berry. You start to see those greens freeing up. The amount of bend that had laid on in the piece right the way back to centre rink. So Craig Donaldson in trouble on the scoreboard. And 2 on the head, decides big weight's the answer. Where's it going to go? Well, it's ricocheted around and it stayed right to the bowl of Kate Morgan. So it is still 1 to Kate and Josh, as he has 1 bowl now remaining. So without any damage, he'll be at least 10 in front. Has the opportunity to add another. We see more and more players arrive for triples competition. They're about to take to the greens for some practice. Was indeed our ladies' side from Merimbula. Josh, slightly conservative line, which you can understand as they extend their lead. $16 shots to 6. After 13 ends. Around. Yeah, you'd have to think so. That's where they establish their early dominance. Yes, on these longer lengths, and the mat placed by Kate just in front of the tee, and it's going well and truly deep. It might be going too far. Yes, it has gone too far. That's into the ditch, across the road, and via to the hospital. That one, so that one will come back. Well, it's unfortunately a place where we've had some minor incidents throughout the week where some injuries have occurred, but hopefully those times are beyond us. But it is nice and handy to have those facilities immediately across the road. Yes, indeed. I did see our staff here at Cherry Street taking some people across in chairs to receive some further treatment. So, not to be surprised, Claire's shortened the jack up quite considerably. Yeah, absolutely. Some big adjustments needed for our players from some treacherous, rainy evening conditions yesterday into free running, hot, steamy, clear, dry weather here today. It's certainly been a full-on test. Our players have coped very well, as you would expect at this level. There's Kate Bond with a first, but corrects pretty good with weight there with bowl number 2. Try and bring that up there for you a little bit closer. Switch of hands there for Kate with the third. Play good weight, just outside the line. Players switch over. Skips bowls to come. And 3 short ones there from Claire. Not ideal in the current situation, chasing multiples. Question there in the comments. Yes, Glenn, this is a sudden death fixture. A quarter-final play here. So the winner of this game to play the winner of the Beresfield Harbord match. Is currently Beresfield 17 shots to 7 after 13 ends. 2 distinct runs of scores there. It was Harbord with the opening 7 shots and Beresfield now with 17 consecutive shots themselves. That will be one of the semi-finals, the winner of these 2 games.
Craig looks like he's on the line. He's just going to run into trouble there.
Yeah, unfortunately 4 short bowls as he connects his partners. You often hear about the jack not going forward, but this is probably a good time for Donaldson to find a way for the jack to get back to the front of the rink. He's going to take a bit of a chance here, Craig, and try and promote or sit bowls. Try and get a 2 out of this end.
They've got nothing behind. Which makes it hard.
Well, that little flick off the front has helped him out. That's going to be now close for shot. We'll see if our players give us an indication. Kate indicating to Josh that they are still holding. Josh looks to navigate through the front port. Well, look at this. Directly to the opposition bowl. Sits in front of it, so that's going to be holding 2. Not sure that was the intended line. A little smirk between the 2 players there.
Craig coming down now to have a look.
Holding 2. As our operator knocks some things over in the commentary booth here. Thank you very much to those that are assisting along the way. But so Craig Donaldson, not much to play here at all. I really think all he can do is try and draw a shot. I don't know that there's a multiple on here. Just try and draw the shot and get Matt and Jack back for next end. As we see some local wildlife out here trying to attack the players in front of us. Poor Josh is getting attacked by some bees or wasps as Craig finds the gap at the front. Does he collect the jack and stay with it? He's played it very well. Yeah, terrific shot. I think that was all he had, was to try and make 1. Look for some multiples, although just looking out, Kate hasn't given up yet. Might be a little closer than we think. Always good to get in and measure. Just never know. Easy to get in and check. Yeah, terrific shot from Craig Donaldson. Keeps his team in with a chance. 9 behind with 4 to go. Of course, it won't be easy to get back into things, but that shot just gives him a chance. He walked up to the front of the green again, looking for this shorter length. The mat back towards the tee. See there how deep that mat has been placed. On the back of it right at the tee spot.
He's just overrolled on a couple of readers. It's just an indication that the green's quickening up as well, Lou, that the jack's moving on a little more.
So we did mention that one semi-final between the winner of our current game here and the game between Harbord and Beresfield. However, our next streaming game will be the opposite half of the draw in that semi-final. We'll see the winner of Ben Twist and Michael Clark take on the winner of Andrew Reese and Cody Packer. Brenna Smith and Ben Twist in a commanding position there. 18 shots to 4 after 13 ends. So for St John's Park fans, distinct possibility that you'll have 2 players in action on our next streaming game after lunch. The other game, Cody Packer and Katie Astley taking on Andrew Reese and Jessica Fisher. That's 11 apiece after 13 ends.
And a big shot just played by the Harbourfield skip in the next ring lead to convert to 3 shots. Got Jack back, 3 shots. That's the first move they've had for a number of ends, as you indicated there for a while.
Okay, 18-10 now. Beresfield over Harbord. 8 the difference. 3 ends to go. So kept themselves in the hunt. There's Claire. Yeah, just playing a bit of overs and unders there. She hasn't quite been able to get on top of Kate here. I'm sure going into the game that she would have fancied her chances to try and outlead Kate and set things up for Craig, but she hasn't been able to do so. As Marie alluded to earlier, Claire, a former winner of this title 2 or 3 years ago with Shannon White, her clubmate at Forster.
And I think they actually made it to the final the following year.
Okay, almost went back to back.
Yeah, and I think did Midori and her partner, teacher.
Oh, Kenta and Midori Matsuoka. Kenta Trisha.
Might have got them. I think the next year. Not quite sure. Nice door bowl there again from Joshua Berry.
All right, Josh again, drawing right to the back of the jack, just applying the consistent pressure to the opposition here. Craig doing his best, but just missing the line. Right. I think for Josh here, important not to build up this target. Got a really good bowl around the back of the jack there. Tips it in behind. A little slap on the hand there. He has opened up potential shot on the other hand. Craig saying, I need to try and play this.
Down on his backhand, I say, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to give himself a chance to get a couple of these bowls. He may even play a bit more weight to utilise Claire Kelly's at the back of the green. You can see the bowl's near centre line at the front. His own bowl through the opposition onto the jack. I think we'll see reasonably firm connection here from Craig. It certainly is backhand. Nice and firm. What angle does he get? Just the bowl clean. Well, needed some jack movement. Wasn't to be the case, so Josh once again goes to the mat in a very good position. See there, still holding a couple. The white bowl behind, the lighter blue in front. There's Josh's final bowl. Draws all the way back, and that will be in the count. 3 fantastic draw shots. I think we'll see 3 scored. I believe it is. And 19 shots to 7. 12 the gap, 3 ends to go. A winning end here for Mount Lewis will end the match. I think we're at that stage on one of the other rinks where it's Brianna Smith and Ben Twist have secured their spot in the semi-finals. 24 shots to 4 with 3 ends to go. So unassailable lead there. As Kate extends the match a little longer by rolling the jack out of bounds. Wonder if her skip will have her out with a bucket of jacks in the lunch break with some jack rolling practice.
Not in this heat.
Although, to be fair, it hasn't really mattered where the jacks rolled. They've played very well. And if they haven't held shot, Josh has played the conversion to turn things around. Okay, 19-7. Last couple of ends, Claire has had all bowls short of the jack, Marie. I think it's time for her to be trailing the jack or getting past, trying to group some bowls, and it's a very, very mammoth task, I know, but you need to give yourself every opportunity to be past the jack.
Yeah, nothing for short now.
Hope you are enjoying our coverage and you have the opportunity at some point in time, if you are in the local area, to pop down to our venue here at Cherry Street. As Bowls New South Wales is proud to partner with Skin Check Champions to offer free full-body skin checks during the TAB State Championships here at Cherry Street Sports Ballina from Friday the 28th of March. Skin Check Champions is a not-for-profit organisation dedicated to raising awareness and improving access to life-saving skin cancer detection services. This fantastic service is open to all competitors, family and friends. Book your free skin check today. For full details, visit bowlsnewsouthwales.com.au or click the link in our YouTube page. So please take note of that fantastic offering we have with Skin Check Champions throughout your time, and even if you're not competing in the event and you're here watching on, or you're local to our area here at Ballina and you'd like to come along, book in that service, and well worth the effort. You never know what may be detected and assist you along the way, as we see
Exactly.
Kate holding a couple of good ones there.
That's a great initiative there. I'll be having my little skin check. I was in New Zealand just recently at the New Zealand Open tennis over there, and they had a little skin check. And I just happened to go in, and straight away they picked up a little thing just here on my neck, and sure enough, when I got back here, it was a little start of a melanoma. So that's been eradicated. You just don't know, do you?
No, absolutely. You often hear about early detection, and why not take advantage of that free service? Skin Check Champions on site here at Cherry Street Sports throughout the remaining days of the TAB State Championships. As we see Josh crossing over again, holding a couple. Forehand draw. Claire again, unfortunately, leaving 2 bowls short of the jack, limiting the opportunities there for multiple counts.
Josh on a beautiful line again.
Probably happy enough to leave that alone and not make contact with the jack there. Okay, so Craig, I can only assume they're just trying to trail the jack or bring some bowls further forward. I think for Josh getting deep and past, getting to at least Claire's bowl or even beyond might be the plan.
So he's Penny's in the house today, Lee.
Yeah,
He's got a day off. I don't know what he done to deserve that.
did see there the male model from McLean, whizzed by our studio, Jason Pinnock.
Sunny's on and all.
Does a fantastic job in his role as the club support manager for many parts of New South Wales. Craig getting near, last chance option here, trying to open something up. Catches Claire's bowl at the front. I think we are getting awfully close to a conclusion here. Quarterfinal play. One further look around the greens. As we mentioned, Browner Smith and Ben Twist are through to the semi-finals. They will feature in our next session. They'll play the winner of Jess Fisher and Andrew Reese, or Katie Astley and Cody Packer. It's currently Maitland City 12-11 after 14 ends in that match. And our other quarter-final, Beresfield 18-10 over Harbord. 3 ends to go there. So Josh, just looking for something past the jack here. No need to open things up too much.
Got it all. Craig going up to have a look.
Unfortunately, I don't think Craig's going to like too much of what he sees here. Must score this end to continue the match. He's down near there, the re-spot. How many can I make if I get the jack down there? I think the longer he takes here, you know how hard this option is. Berry and Morgan having things well and truly covered around the jack. Plenty of position as well. No real grouping of bowls for Donaldson to try and move the jack to. We are scheduled to be back here at 2:30 p.m. local time, so a little over an hour from now, but stay tuned to our page. That will be dependent upon finishing times across the green in this current session. So Donaldson, weight on the backhand, catches some of the jack, kicks it out the side, and what do you know, it's gone to the opposition. It will be one shot to Kate Morgan and Josh Berry, and the players have shaken hands with 13 the difference and only 2 ends to play. They can't be caught, so we'll wrap up our coverage there. Just a final sweep. It's Beresfield 7 in front with 2 to play. Maryland's 2 in front with 3 ends to play. And we'll be back in approximately 1 hour from now with semi-final action with Browner Smith and Ben Twist to take on either Club Maitland City or Marylands. Thanks, Marie, for joining us. And we hope you've enjoyed watching on this afternoon. We'll see you back with TAB State Championship coverage from Bowls, New South Wales very shortly.